Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. A little bit of a chilly start to our Tuesday, especially for some parts in western Nebraska that are seeing their first freeze of the season. But today also, again, is Tuesday, October 1st. September now in the books, and again, heading into the month of October. So, again, we're going to start off with a look at some of kind of where we've been, a look at September review, and then a look at where we're going as we kind of look ahead to the October averages. And then we're going to be talking more temperatures, and again, unfortunately, more above average temperatures going to be heading our way. But starting with, again, kind of a look back, these are the high temperatures through the month of September in Lincoln, and it was very warm, very, very warm. We had 22 days with above average high temperatures in Lincoln. 5 of the below average days happened in the first week. We only had then, if you look at the last 3 weeks and change, the month of September, we only had 2 days, September 22nd and 23rd, where we had below average high temperatures. We also had a number of 90-degree days in the month of September. We only average, so we're only supposed to see around 5 days at 90 degrees or better through the month of September, and we had 14, which I believe is tied for the fifth most number of 90-degree days that the month of September has ever seen in the capital city. Those records go back to 1887, so there's been 137 Septembers. And again, this had one of the highest number of 90-degree days this year. So again, awfully warm. And again, yesterday we finished off the month with that high of 94 degrees here in Lincoln. And then precipitation, there really wasn't any. We saw 0.2 of an inch of measurable moisture in Lincoln at the Lincoln Airport through the entire month of September. That is about 2 3/4 of an inch below normal for the entire month. Again, we saw the 17th, 18th, 19th saw a combined 11 hundredths, and then the 24th we saw 9 hundredths. Obviously, in there is the 21st, and the 22nd. Those were 2 days when we had forecast the potential, at least, for several inches of rain to impact the area. That forecast obviously did not come to fruition. It would have made a big difference if we could have put an inch on the board there through that weekend. But again, unfortunately, that just was not meant to be. Wasn't our greatest forecast. Again, areas to our south and to our east saw a bunch of rain, but we did not. So again, awfully dry for us for the month of September. So again, if you look at it in totality, hottest temperature in the month, 96. That was on September 20th. The coldest temperature was 42. That was back on September 7th. Again, our wettest day was just 9 hundredths. That happened 2 times. If you break it down, our average high through the month was 86.9 degrees. The average low is 55.4 degrees. So if you add those two together, divide by 2, average temperature 71.2 degrees. That's 4 degrees above average, and that is good for the 15th warmest September ever in Lincoln. If you just look at the high temperatures, that 86.9, that's the 3rd warmest September that we've ever had. So awfully warm. And then the precipitation, again, just 0.2. That is the 4th driest September that we've ever seen here in the capital city. The driest ever being 0, nothing. In 1894, in 1888, there was just 8 hundredths. In 1892, there was 17 hundredths. And now again in 2024, just 0.2. So again, bone dry out there in September and in August. We only had 1.5 inches of moisture in August, which is one of the driest Augusts we've ever had. So again, over the last 2 months, we've seen less than 2 inches of rainfall officially at the Lincoln Airport. What can we expect, though, as we head into October? Well, these are the averages. Again, October 1st, today, average high is 74, average low is 48. By the end of the month, our average high is 59 degrees, and our average low is 34 degrees. Our average precip also continues to go down. We average just a little bit over 2 inches of liquid precipitation. Some of that, though, does come in the form of snow. We averaged just right around 1 inch of snow in the month of October. Again, many of us will likely remember the snowiest October we've ever had. That was when we had over 13 inches of snow, and that was October of 1997. Hottest temperature we've ever had in the month, 98. That was October 5th, 1947. There's a decent chance some of the models have temperatures about that hot by the weekend, so we'll have to kind of wait and see. We're not going to quite go there just yet, but again, it could be a pretty hot first week of the month of October for us. Coldest temperature ever recorded in the month of October, 3 degrees. That was October 30th in 1925. We'll also continue to lose a good amount of daylight as we head through the month. We're going to start the month sunset around 7:08 tonight. and that's going to be about 11 and 3/4 hours of daylight through the month of October. By the end of the month, our sun sets at 6:23 in the evening. So again, if you watch the evening shows, by the time the 6 o'clock show is done, the sun will be set. We'll have just under 10.5 hours of daylight. So we're going to lose just a little bit over an hour and 15 minutes of daylight as we head throughout the month of October. And then don't forget, again, obviously that first week in November, we'll see time change. We'll fall back as daylight saving time begins. As far as temperatures are concerned, just because, again, we see the decreasing daylight and all the rest of it doesn't mean it doesn't get hot. We have had several occasions with temperatures reaching 90 degrees throughout the month of October. Our latest ever recorded 90-degree temperature in Lincoln, that was October 20th in 1947 when we hit right at 90 degrees. But that all being said, getting to 90 degrees in October is pretty tough. Again, these are the number of occurrences that each day in October has hit 90 degrees or better since records began. So again, it's all the way back 1887. So there's been 136 Octobers in the record books. This is the 137th October. So that's over 4,000 days in the month of October, and just 50 of them have seen a temperature of 90 degrees or hotter. And again, most of those are happening in the first several days of October. So it can happen. It just doesn't happen very often, but it does look like we could at least get one more as we head through the upcoming weekend, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. More often than not, though, we're talking about the colder temperatures. That's because Lincoln's average first freeze is the first week of October. On average, that first freeze is October 7th. The earliest we've ever seen that first freeze, though, is all the way back in early September 11th, 1940. The latest, though, we've ever seen a first freeze is November 7th. That's back in 1956. You can see last year it was October 27th. 2022, it was right on the average date on October 7th. But again, we can see if you look at the last 10 years, a majority of them kind of falling between about the 10th and the 15th. So in that second week of October, again, we'll have to kind of keep an eye on it. Certainly right now in the forecast, doesn't necessarily look like any freezes are coming our way in the next week to 2 weeks. But again, things can change pretty quickly as we see this fight between fall and winter, and fall is starting to throw some bigger punches here as we head into the month of October. Also, when you're talking average freezes, you got to look at snowfall. This is the snowfall in the month of October over the course of the last 10 years. The 10-year average for us here in Lincoln is 7/10. The 30-year average is 9/10. The all-time average is just 4/10, and that's obviously kind of buoyed by the numbers we had in 97 when we had over a foot of snow with the October snowstorm of 97. But just 3 Octobers over the last 10 years have seen measurable snowfall: 2018, 2019, 2020. We did officially see a trace of snowfall last October. Also saw a trace in 2017 as well, but 5 of the last 10 Octobers have seen nothing. So we'll kind of have to see what our cards look like here as we head over the next couple days. On average, that first snowfall doesn't come until mid to late November. Again, on average, it's November 18th is when we would see that average first snowfall in Lincoln. The earliest ever, that was September 29th back in 1985. The latest first snow, Christmas Eve back in 2006. You can see last year it was November 25th. Again, a handful of times, just 3 times in the last 10 years when our first snow was in the month of October. Again, that was 2018, 2019, and 2020. So what do the outlooks say? Again, if you look at the Climate Prediction Center outlook for the month of October, as far as temperatures are concerned, see if the graphic wants to punch up here. Again, unfortunately, continues to favor those warmer than average conditions. Again, this is what our climate outlooks have looked like really for the past several weeks. Generally, we're looking in the 8 to 14 day time frame. This is the 30-day temperature outlook that covers the entire month of October. And again, good odds, and in some parts of the state, very good odds of continuing to see above average temperatures through the entire month of October. As far as the precipitation outlook for the month of October, again, unfortunately, it also continues to trend kind of in the wrong direction. Again, much of the middle parts of the country, especially here in Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, again, have good odds of below average precipitation. So again, not exactly the outlook that we would like to see from the Climate Prediction Center. But again, obviously, doesn't mean we're not going to see any rain. Doesn't mean we're going to only see warm temperatures through the month of October. But again, something to keep an eye on as we head over the next several weeks. Looking at our weather headlines, again, chilly start to our Tuesday today, but by this afternoon, I think overall it's going to be fairly seasonal, but it is going to be warming back up, and again, generally going to be seeing above average temperatures as we head through the remainder of the week and into the upcoming weekend. Check out those lows this morning, though, down into the mid-20s for parts of the Panhandle into the Sandhills, down to 26 in Alliance, 28 in Valentine, 31 for Ainsworth, Thedford, 32 in North Platte. So again, some chilly temperatures to start today, especially across the western half of the state. It was low 40s to low 50s for the eastern half of the state early this morning. In the Lincoln Metro, we've seen our low temperatures dip down generally into the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. And right now in Lincoln, sunny skies, 54 at the airport, 52 at the studio, a light north wind at 7 miles an hour behind that cold front we had moved through last night. Dew points down into the middle 30s. Temperatures right now in the Lincoln Metro, generally in the lower to middle 50s. Across the state, still chilly across the western sections of the state. It's anywhere from the mid-30s to the mid-50s for temperatures early this morning. Winds, again, generally light, and again, out of the north for the eastern half of the state. A little bit more variable as you head across the western half of the state, but they are fairly light after a breezy day yesterday with that cold front sweeping through the state. Satellite radar picture, again, very quiet out there. A few clouds here and there. You see the visible satellite imagery, again, shows a few high clouds drifting across the area, but overall quiet conditions across the state early this morning. Zoom out, look at a regional view. Again, still not a whole lot to talk about. Quiet conditions, and again, nationally, still not a whole lot going on right now. A few showers across, again, parts of Virginia into Pennsylvania, also down across parts of the Gulf, down near Florida, but otherwise, again, no major systems right now impacting the U.S. If you look at the weather alerts, again, still have some heat-related advisories across parts of the desert southwest up through California. Still have some red flag warnings that are in place through this evening for parts of Nebraska and the western Dakotas. Also have some freeze watches mixed in there as well, as they could continue to see some cold nights and cold mornings over the next day or so. If you look at Skycast as we head through the day today, again, expecting mostly sunny skies with just a few passing clouds here and there, but overall quiet conditions. Then as we head Tuesday into Wednesday, more quiet weather expected with just a few passing clouds. See a little bit more of a southerly breeze, though, on Wednesday. Again, so it will be breezy, and that's going to boost our temperatures back to those above average levels as we head through the day on Wednesday. And then another weak frontal system kind of passes through the area that may knock down temperatures just a little bit for us as we head into the day on Thursday. For some, more than likely, we'll see that really usher in some cooler temperatures, I believe, for the day on Friday. But again, generally staying above average as we head over the course of the next several days. Rainfall, again, some rain across the Great Lakes into New England, some down across parts of Florida, but really, again, west of the Mississippi and for much of the state of Nebraska, nothing as we head over the course of the next 7 days. Temperatures today pretty close to where we should be for early October. It's upper 60s to low to mid 70s across the state. In Lincoln, 72 degrees, 71 in Grand Island, 71 also in North Platte for the day today. Some upper 60s for Albion, Norfolk, Wayne, and up into the northeastern corner of the state. Low temperatures tonight, not quite as cold. It's generally in the mid to upper 40s to right around 50 degrees as we head into Wednesday morning, but Wednesday afternoon, we see those temperatures back mid-80s to low to mid-90s across the state. Warmest readings across the Sandhills into southwestern Nebraska. Thursday morning lows are in the upper 40s to low 50s for most, some low 40s in the far west. Thursday afternoon, again, you can kind of see the western sections of the state, low 70s behind the cold front. The mid-80s, mid to upper 80s still in the far southeast for Thursday afternoon, including 84 in Lincoln, 79 in Grand Island and Hastings, 77 in North Platte. Friday morning lows, upper 30s to upper 40s, and then to the low to mid-50s in the far southeast as you head west to east across the state. Friday afternoon, again, briefly cooler, but still above average for this time of year with highs in the mid to upper 70s to round out the work week. But then you can see Saturday, we're back up to around 90 degrees in Lincoln, so we're going to say hot and breezy. Again, the record, I believe, is 98 that day, which, again, is the hottest temperature we've ever recorded in the month of October. Again, some models have those temperatures in the mid to even upper 90s. We're not going there just yet, though. But again, hot and breezy on Saturday with a high around 90. Cooler on Sunday and Monday, but then again, still looking at highs around 80 degrees, which again is still about 10 degrees above average. Again, as average highs should be right around 70 degrees by that time. And again, you'll see those morning lows generally in the anywhere from the mid 40s to the mid 50s. So again, no freezes in the forecast as we head over the course of the first week of October. The 10-day forecast for select cities across the state, you can see a cool day today, warming things up on Wednesday. briefly cooler Thursday, Friday, hot again Saturday, and then again just staying above average for Sunday and then through much of the work week next week. So again, it says October on the calendar. It doesn't necessarily look like it, though. In the forecast, the precip chance forecast over the next 10 days, again, still coming up with zeros across the board, across the entire state, which is not something we like to see. Like the 30-day outlook, the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, this takes us into the second week of October, October 8th through the 14th. Above average temperatures, a very good bet across much of the state, much of the region. And again, below average precipitation continues to be favored during that time frame as well. So again, chilly start to our day today, especially for some parts of the state. Feels a little bit more October-like today, but again, over the next week to 2 weeks, still waiting for more full-fledged October weather to head our way, and we really just don't see it in the forecast just yet. So appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching as always. Again, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest headlines, and appreciate everyone for watching, and until next time, hope everyone has a nice Tuesday.